My wife raised her champagne glass, smiled at the room full of executives and investors, and said, "My husband? Oh, he's just manual support. Unskilled labor. He wouldn't understand what we do here." The ballroom erupted in polite laughter. I stood there in my off-the-rack suit, watching 200 people dismiss me as irrelevant. What none of them knew? The billion-dollar project she was being promoted to lead? I built it. I owned it. And I could shut it down with one phone call. This is the story of how my wife publicly humiliated me at her promotion gala and how I collapsed her entire project during the live demonstration. The Regency Hotel ballroom was packed. Investors in $1,000 suits, board members, executives, tech journalists. My wife, Jennifer, was being promoted to VP of Digital Transformation at Apex Technologies. Big title, bigger salary, company-wide recognition. I was there as her plus one. She'd insisted I come, though looking back, I think she wanted me there as a prop, the supportive husband applauding from the sidelines. I dressed in my best suit. It was fine, but nothing compared to the custom designer wear everyone else was sporting. Jennifer was radiant, stunning dress, professional hair and makeup, commanding the room. During the cocktail hour, she introduced me to various executives. "This is my husband, Michael." "What do you do, Michael?" they'd ask. Before I could answer, Jennifer would jump in. "He's in technical support. Handles the manual side of things. Very hands-on work." The way she said it, there was contempt underneath the smile. One investor actually patted my shoulder and said, "We need people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Good for you." I just nodded. Then came the moment that changed everything. Jennifer was giving her acceptance speech. Big screen behind her showing the project roadmap. "This digital transformation initiative represents the future of Apex Technologies," she announced. "We've developed a revolutionary framework that will streamline operations across all divisions." I was half listening until I saw the slide change. The architecture diagram on screen looked familiar, very familiar, because I'd designed it 3 years ago. Let me back up. 5 years ago, I worked at Apex as a senior software architect. I was good at my job, built critical infrastructure, solved complex problems, stayed out of office politics. But I didn't play the corporate game, didn't network aggressively, didn't take credit loudly. So when restructuring came, I was labeled non-strategic and laid off. Jennifer, meanwhile, was rising. We'd met at Apex, started dating after I left. She was ambitious, charismatic, politically savvy, everything I wasn't. After we married, I started my own small consulting firm, niche software development, custom frameworks for specific clients. One of my projects was a data integration framework I called StreamSync, a system that could aggregate and process information from multiple legacy systems in real time. I built it independently. My code, my architecture, my intellectual property. I'd shown it to Jennifer once, explaining how it worked. She had seemed mildly interested, but never asked technical questions. 2 years ago, Jennifer got promoted to director at Apex. She started working on a digital transformation project. She'd occasionally ask me technical questions. Theoretically, how would you integrate legacy systems with cloud infrastructure? I'd answer, thinking she was just curious about my work. I didn't realize she was taking notes. Back at the gala, I stared at the screen. The architecture diagram wasn't just similar to StreamSync, it was StreamSync. The component names were slightly changed, but the structure, the data flow, the integration logic, all identical. I pulled out my phone and opened my documentation, compared my original diagrams to what was on screen. Perfect match. Jennifer continued presenting. Our proprietary framework enables seamless legacy system integration. Proprietary. She was calling my work proprietary to Apex. An executive asked a technical question. How does the framework handle conflicting data schemas? Jennifer hesitated. It uses advanced reconciliation protocols. That wasn't an answer. That was corporate word salad. I knew the real answer. I'd built the reconciliation engine. I raised my hand from the back of the room. Jennifer's eyes found me. She looked annoyed. Yes? The framework uses a 3-tier validation system, I said calmly. Schema conflicts are resolved through weighted priority rules based on data source reliability and timestamp precedence. The room turned to look at me. The CTO nodded. That's exactly right. How did you... Jennifer cut in with a forced laugh. My husband reads a lot of tech blogs, but the actual implementation is far more complex than that. It's above his skill set to fully understand. Dismissive, condescending, in front of everyone. The room chuckled and turned back to her. Something inside me snapped. I stepped into the hallway and opened my laptop. StreamSync wasn't just code I'd written and abandoned. It was a licensed framework I'd deployed for Jennifer to test at Apex 2 years ago. The licensing agreement was clear. Non-commercial evaluation purposes only. Commercial deployment requires explicit written authorization and licensing fees. I checked the deployment logs. StreamSync was running in production at Apex, processing live data, integrated into multiple systems. Unauthorized commercial use. Clear violation. I opened my admin panel. StreamSync had a kill switch, a licensing verification system I'd built for exactly this kind of scenario. One command would revoke the license and shut down the framework. I hesitated. This would humiliate Jennifer, collapse her big night, maybe end our marriage. Then I remembered her words. Unskilled labor. He wouldn't understand. I typed the command. Revoke license. Apex_tech_eval. Clicked confirm. The system prompted, this will terminate all active instances. Continue? I clicked yes. I walked back into the ballroom just as Jennifer was preparing the live demonstration. And now I'd like to show you StreamSync, our revolutionary framework in action. She clicked to the demo screen. The technical team started the live integration demo. For about 10 seconds, everything worked. Then the screen flickered. Error messages started appearing. License verification failed. Authorization revoked. System shutting down. The demo froze. Jennifer clicked frantically. Nothing happened. The CTO stood up, pulling out his phone. Other tech executives were doing the same. We're getting system alerts, someone said. StreamSync just went offline. Across all divisions, another added. Panic rippled through the room. Jennifer was trying to smile through it. Just a minor technical glitch. We'll have it resolved. The CTO's voice cut through the room. This isn't a glitch. The system is showing a licensing violation. It's been shut down remotely. An investor spoke up. So the entire digital transformation project is built on software we don't own and can't legally use? That's correct, I said. Jennifer grabbed my arm. Michael, stop this. You're ruining everything. No, I said, pulling away. You ruined this when you stole my work and called me unskilled labor. The gala ended early. Emergency board meeting called. Jennifer's promotion postponed pending investigation. Back at our apartment, she exploded. You sabotaged me in front of everyone. Do you have any idea what you've done? I protected my intellectual property, I said calmly, something you should have respected from the beginning. We're married. What's yours is mine. Not intellectual property I created before we married and never transferred. You know that. You just didn't think I'd ever check. She tried a different approach. Tears. I'm sorry I said those things. I was nervous, trying to impress people. You know I didn't mean it. You meant it, I said quietly. You've been treating me like I'm beneath you for months. Tonight, you just said it out loud. So what, you're going to destroy my career over hurt feelings? I'm not destroying anything. I'm enforcing my legal rights. You destroyed your own career when you committed IP theft. It's not theft. You showed it to me. You let me use it.
for evaluation, not commercial deployment, not to take credit for building it, not to build your entire promotion on work you didn't do. She was shaking. What do you want? Money? Fine, I'll pay you licensing fees. I want honesty, respect, basic acknowledgement that I created something valuable. You couldn't give me that. You gave me contempt instead. So this is revenge? No, this is consequences. Apex settled 2 weeks later. They paid substantial licensing fees for past unauthorized use, negotiated a proper commercial license going forward, issued a company-wide memo about IP compliance. Jennifer was reassigned. Not fired, but her promotion was canceled. The digital transformation project was restructured with proper attribution and licensing. She moved out, filed for divorce, blamed me for sabotaging her success. I didn't fight it. Our marriage was over the moment she called me unskilled labor in public. What she never understood, I didn't need to be loud to be powerful. I didn't need a fancy title or a ballroom full of admirers. I had something more valuable. I had built something real, something that worked, something people needed. And I had the documentation to prove it was mine. 6 months later, StreamSync Solutions is thriving. 3 major clients, all properly licensed, all paying fair rates. I hired a team, expanded the framework, built additional modules. Jennifer is still at Apex, but she's not on any high-profile projects anymore. Her reputation took a hit. Some people think I was petty, that I should have just let it go. But here's what I learned. When someone takes credit for your work, it's not about ego, it's about integrity. When someone calls you unskilled labor while benefiting from your skills, you don't owe them silence. Power doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like being quiet until the right moment. And then it looks like one phone call that brings everything down. If you've ever been underestimated by someone who benefited from your work, subscribe, because this wasn't the last time silence beat arrogance. Hit that like button if you believe in giving credit where it's due. And remember, the person you dismiss as unskilled labor might own the code your entire company runs on. See you next time.